Kitty? Baby?
What? Bellatrix Lestrange.
Bellatrix Lestrange. You may blame her for taking Sirius away from us. We definitely do. However, you can't deny how epic Helena Bonham Carter was at bringing Voldemort's right-hand woman to life. What if we told you she wasn't the first choice for Bellatrix? We know, it sounds unbelievable, but it's true. She was this close to not being in the Harry Potter franchise at all.
Emma Watson is Helena Bonham Carter / Bellatrix Lestrange.
Helena was only cast after the original Bellatrix couldn't fulfill the role anymore. Why? Because she was pregnant. The catch is, the original Bellatrix was supposed to be played by an actress who we met later on in the franchise anyway. Helen McCrory, also known as Narcissa Malfoy. Yup, the Lestrange sisters are even more related than we once thought. Helen was ready to delve headfirst into the wizarding world of Harry Potter, but she joked that insurance wouldn't cover pregnant witches. Either way, they did love her enough to bring her back on as Bellatrix's sister, so there couldn't have been any hard feelings.
Getting up at 4 a.m. and being on set for 18 hours a day, that's the hard work.
The producers were desperate to find someone to replace her with such short notice and reached out to Helena with the part instead. There was no hesitancy on her part. I love magic. I love the whole world. I was all too happy to play a witch. It's no wonder people always say Helena was literally born to play Bellatrix. We can't help but feel like this is another one of those situations where we can say everything happens for a reason.
It's a big character to play that's totally unsubtle.
While we're grateful we got the opportunity to experience what Helena's Bellatrix looks like, we couldn't help but wonder what Helen's version of the Death Eater would have been like. Would it have been as dark? As evil? Would their costumes look the same? One thing's for sure, Helen's character would no doubt be completely different. Helena is known for some very dark roles. Just think about the parts she's played in movies like Alice in Wonderland, Les Mis, and Corpse Bride. That was all channeled into Bellatrix's obnoxiously villainous personality. And according to Helena, she basically created the final cut of Bellatrix we all saw, from her personality down to the corset she begged to wear.
I'm definitely milking every moment that I have.
This was because there apparently wasn't a huge amount on the page. She even had the idea of Bellatrix's rotten teeth because of all the years she had spent in Azkaban. All in all, she wanted her version of Bellatrix to be a savage, and it's safe to say she achieved just that. She would get so deep in character that she once accidentally hurt Matthew Lewis on set. Her wand went a little too far into his ear during this Order of the Phoenix scene, and hit his eardrum. Ouch. But also, how very Bellatrix of her. Helena's response to hurting Matthew? I think I took my sadism a bit too literally. Like we said, born to play this character.
It was very liberating for us because we had a lot of freedom.
As amazing of an actor Helena is, we can't deny how talented Helen also was. Her Narcissa may have been low-key and reserved, but she was still able to channel the power and slyness of a true Slytherin and Lestrange. We're willing to bet Helen's Bellatrix would have been just as daunting and malicious, but potentially in a more quiet and formal way, where Helena's Bellatrix is loud and, like we said, obnoxious.
Stupid elf! You could have killed me!
Helen's would have been more silent and menacing. We're getting chills just thinking about the possibilities. There's also the matter of how it would have affected the dynamic on set. Take a look at Tom Felton. He was close to and adored both women both off and on screen. He even had a mini crush on Helena. Adorable. But if Helen had not gotten pregnant, then Helena would have never been a part of the franchise. Someone completely different would be playing Narcissa. Just some food for thought.
She ruled the world because she did within her world, and she doesn't anymore. And nobody knows how this war's going to turn out.
We also wouldn't have gotten the amazing bond that formed between Helen and Helena. Helen said that by the end of the franchise, they had become the best of friends. Or dare we say sisters? She grew to love Narcissa and the redemption ending they had given her. The only regret she had was not joining the franchise sooner. The same goes for Helena, who, after all these years, would still reprise her role as Bellatrix in a heartbeat.
I'd love to reprise Bellatrix, maybe.
Although that might be a little tough considering she met her demise. What happened to the Resurrection Stone again? In the end, both these actresses brought life to the Lestrange family, and the franchise would not be the same without them. They made the perfect pair. It's comforting to know that Helen left an everlasting mark on Harry Potter fans around the globe.
Understands loyalty and understands preservation of life.
Helena and Helen, Bellatrix and Narcissa. With the phenomenal job both these women did on screen, we can't help thinking that everything truly happens for a reason, especially when it came to the casting of these two characters. One thing is for sure, we all love to hate the Lestranges. What do you think about how the filmmakers handled Bellatrix's casting?